Hey guys, my name is Danjo. So today I just wanted to give a quick guitar lesson for the very start, like something that maybe you want to go through when you're starting out, and even if you're kind of like in the intermediate stages, this will be helpful just because I do go over some theory, just so that I give you some context as to why you need the theory and how you can use it. And it's up to you whether you want to use that knowledge or not, but I believe that's something that I would have liked when I started learning. Yeah, so I'll get started. So, again, this is the first lesson. If you're just picking up the guitar, I just kind of want to show you. So, this is an acoustic guitar right over here. I do have an electric with me as well. If you can see that, I will be bringing that out too. To get started, this is head of the guitar, right? This whole thing. And then these are called the tuning pegs right over here. Um, Over here, this is your nut. The strings basically sit over here. The strings itself, the fretboard. This is the body of the guitar, right? So it has a top. It could be a solid wood or a laminate. Same with the sides and the back. I do have a custom pickup in here that I put in because I do like the sound of this. So it has a very nice sound, so I do really like it. That's about it for an acoustic. If we transition to an electric over here, you'll see again head, tuning pegs, the neck, fretboard, nut, right? The body, obviously that acoustic, it's a hollow, right? So I can put my hand through the sound hole and there's space there. This, no, it's solid. And the biggest difference would be the pickups, right? An electric has over the acoustic, and I will be going through in another lesson what's the difference between an acoustic and an electric, and which one should you go for. Also, one other thing is electrics have a bridge. Actually, acoustics have a bridge too. I just forgot to mention that. But with an electric, so you can do all these cool tricks if you have a floating or like a tremolo. Not if it's a fixed bridge, right? An acoustic has a fixed bridge. You can't do all of these fancy stuff. But that's about it. And again, just like my acoustic has an output, this is the output. Ends up pickup switch, right? You select which one you want, a tone and a volume knob. That's pretty much all there is. I will be going through the different parts kind of in details in a separate video if you're trying to buy a new guitar for yourself. Second point I kind of want to discuss is how you hold a guitar. So how I hold a guitar is if I let go of this hand, see it'll come down, right? I put my hand over here. I'm not pushing down. I'm just resting my hand and it stays stable. And then this hand is so you see the thumb, that's kind of not right, okay? So where you want to practice with your thumb is right here, right over here. This the middle, just slightly above the middle of the neck. Some chords you will need this thumb to come up. In some cases you play a note with your thumb. So as you can see, the rules can be really meddled with, but that's the idea, okay? So especially for the bar chords, which is a challenge in itself, I'm not going to lie, but for those your thumb really needs to be in that right position. And also, so stuff like that, my thumb is like right here, it's at the bottom of the middle line, if you want to say that, right? So it just depends on what you're playing. You'll have to adjust. You'll learn it while you're practicing it, okay? Let's talk about this hand. Where does this hand go? A lot of people anchor it with their pinky. So it's something like that. Some people keep it floating. And then I normally strum my this part, the end of my hand, I guess, kind of sits right on the bridge for both the electric and acoustic. That's just where I prefer it. And if you notice something when I'm strumming, right? So this part, even though it's moving, that's not doing the grunt work. This wrist action, that's what's happening, right? So that's the grunt work. So your strumming should always come from your wrists, not your elbow. You don't necessarily want that. Yeah, maybe if you're in a punk rock band, your guitar's super low, you're just going like that. That's a different thing. It's a different vibe. It's again, these rules are there to help you out, but if something else is more comfortable for you, I am going to say that go with it, see how it feels. If it feels great, stick with it. Maybe that's your style. Maybe that's what you need, right? So, just that. Another thing is the fretting hands. So, how do you hold a note or a chord, right? Where do you place it? So, I normally like to place it kind of dead center, but if you're playing two notes, three notes, it's messy, right? So especially, for example, this A chord over here, I can't hold it in a straight line. That's just will not work. You can do this, right? But so it's kind of like spread. It's fanned across the fret. If I were to play that here, it's a little more tricky because I have less space. But yeah, it's just fanned across the fret. But my middle, like so 1, 2, 3, three strings I'm holding. The middle string that I'm holding, my finger is pretty much on the middle. And where am I connecting my fingertips with the strings? So let me show you. Hopefully you can see that, right? There's like a little bit of valley happening there. So that's where it's sitting, right in the center of my fingertips as well. So yeah, that's kind of like how you would hold. Same with when you're soloing. So stuff like that, right? Okay, so that's kind of the very basics. I do want to also go through how you would tune a guitar. So it's hard, but this is what I used to do. I would have a tuned guitar, perfectly tuned guitar, and I would literally go like this, except maybe the last string, my high E, is still in tune. And then I go tune it back. So that already got tuned. So it's on the 5th fret on the 2nd string is same as open on the 1st string, okay? So 4th fret and on the 3rd string, 2nd string open is the same, okay? So now that's the only string which is slightly different. The rest of them, the 5th string relates to the open on the string underneath it, okay? So now let's tune the 4th string. So that's where it matches, okay? That's just how I tune. I find where the correct note is sitting, and then I tune it. I tighten or loosen the string depending on where it is. So if the note is over here, if it matches over here, so it will for this one, I think, right? It matched over here, but it's supposed to be on the 5th fret. Again, 5th fret on the 5th string is same as fret 0, so open string on the 4th string. So didn't match, getting close because you can hear that tension. It matched, right? Do you hear that it's matching here on the 6th fret right now? We need it to be on the 5th, but it's kind of matching. There's still a little bit of imperfection there. So So I tightened it a little bit too much, and then I dialed it back. I loosened it a slight touch so that it gets in tune. Now the sixth string. So it's sitting perfectly in tune here on the 7th fret, which would mean it's kind of like in a drop D, okay? But we need it to be on the 5th fret. So because it's higher than where we need to be, I'm going to be tightening the string. So now it's tuned again. Now the notes that are in each string on an open position is E, B, G, D, A, and then E. Okay? So I'll see you guys soon for lesson number 2 later on. Have a good one, guys.